I'm wearing my sweater and hoodie, so that means it's time for another feelings video. I don't remember what I said in like the last three feelings videos, so this may or may not have something kind of to do with them, but I won't know. So if you think that there's a connection between them, there's not. I don't even remember when I made those. It was like last year. But I guess I kind of am bringing back the series because I've had a lot of thoughts. Because this is basically, I just like to talk to my viewers about views I have on things emotionally and things that I've experienced in my life. And something, I had a conversation with a friend of mine earlier, and it made me think about something I really wanted to make a video about for a long time. And what that is that a lot of the times when you think about trust issues or people that have trust issues, a lot of the times you'll think of it from a woman's perspective, because a lot of times you'll see women saying, oh, I can't trust a man because he cheated on me, because he lied to me for this reason and that reason. But men, won't talk about it. A lot of men, they don't want to seem weak, so they won't talk about being heartbroken or being screwed over. They'll just try and, block it out and move on. And I had a problem with that at one point in my life where I just wanted to act like it didn't bother me, but in reality, it was the biggest problem I had, and it ended up driving, my friends away from me and making me just feel terrible because I just didn't know how to open up about not being able to trust specifically women. And I, I feel like a lot of times it seems like guys don't have trust issues, and guys will freely just be with women, and that's just the way I feel like our culture views men. And my problem is that I've only had two real relationships in my life. And the first one was just an ebb and flow of things going on and us like breaking up, and then we get back together, and it'd be like just months at a time we'd date and everything we would be good, and in the end it ended up with me just getting lied to and being convinced that everything was okay, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we should be friends, and I was like, okay, and it was just so she could be with somebody else. And after being with someone for like a year and a half, that's hard to hear, especially when they're like the first person you've ever dated. And then, I didn't want to be with anyone for a while after that, and then the only other relationship I've been in, it was just like, it was a good relationship, and it lasted like a little over 3 months, but then one day she was like, well, I don't think we should date anymore. And I was like, being the guy that I am, I'm not, at this age, if someone doesn't want to date me, I'm not going to try and pressure them into staying with me. It's not worth my emotional time or effort. So I was like, okay, and that was that. And I haven't had, any romance or anything like that in my life since, and that was in, like, August of last year. And I honestly feel like, and then after that, that girl, the reason why she broke up with me was so she could be with a close friend of mine. And they ended up, and it was all behind my back, and it was like, everyone knows about it except me. And then when I found out, I could have been mad, but I was just like on the inside I was hurt, but it's just one of those things where you're a man, you're like, I can't let anyone in. I just need to act like I'm okay. I just laughed it off. I'm like, man, it's all good, it happens, whatever. But on the inside, it's like that created both of those relationships ending like that, and me trying to like find a human being I could connect with, a woman that I could love, and then just kind of getting it dropped on me for somebody else, or just not wanting to be with me. It creates this wonder, like, how am I ever going to date anyone else, with the fear that I'm going to get left like that again. Because it's always very possible. You see people that date for like a month and then break up, like that's that. But then there are also people that are married for like 55, 60 years, and then one day are like, it's not there anymore, and then they just break up. It happens. And it's weird to think about, because I'm the type of person that thinks like, when I find someone that, like, I think I could have a family with, like, that's the person I want to be with forever, like, that's what I want to be. But I could, I could be completely in love with somebody and want to have them and my family my entire life, and one day they could wake up and be like, I don't want this anymore. And what am I going to do? Say that, like, you can't do that. Because that's not who I am. Like, everyone has free will and everyone deserves to be happy and do what they want to do. But at the same time, that would be like tearing my life away. And that's scary. And especially after the only teenage experiences I've had with so-called love or trusting anyone has just ended. In almost like a mocking sense, just like, oh, let's just be friends, like, bye bye, it was nice having you. And then I'm, left, like, I've always been an emotional person. You guys can probably tell, considering I have videos called Feelings, a series of them on YouTube. And it's hard because you sit there and you're like, man, I didn't want this to end, but I'm not just gonna, like, beg at your door. Like, I can't do that to someone. And I think the worst part is that I wonder, like, if I'll ever not feel this way about the way that I trust people and the way that I let people in. Because in my experience, like, 9 out of 10 times with people that I ever get close to, when I start to tell them, the dark details in my life, the things that I don't want people to know, then they start to, pulsate away. Then they start to think, like, oh, this is a little much. Some people can't handle it, and it's because I haven't had a perfect life. Nobody has, but, someone considered mine a little worse off than others, which I definitely will not get into in this video. But at the end of the day, it's just like, I really want to love someone, and I really want to have a family, and I really want to just have a simple life. I don't care about, I'm in a band, and I love making music, but it's not for the reason exactly that I want to be famous. Like, yeah, that would be great. I would love to share my music with the world, but at the end of the day, like, I've never felt like I had a family. Like, I don't have brothers or sisters, and my dad died when I was, like, 11, so it's only been me and my mom. That's not really a family, and all I've really wanted is a family of my own, and it's hard to do that with the thought that, the person that you create a child with could just want to leave you one day. They could, like, find someone better, someone that they like more. Like, that's scary. Like, I could think they're the one, and they're just like, no, I found someone better. That's terrifying. And a lot of dudes won't admit it. And that's why guys will, not commit. Will jump from girl to girl so they don't have a chance to get hurt, so they can, reverse the cycle. And then it creates this huge culture of hate towards men, and the way that culture views men, because that's just how it is. Because some girls will just, be with guys, and some guys will just be with girls, but I've never been like that. And that just leaves me on the outside looking in. Like, I don't want that. But at the same time, I'm kind of envious because, why not? I don't even know how to explain it. That sounds so dumb, but it's like, a lot of the times, like, people will be doing things that we would never want to do, but we're jealous of just how free-minded they are. Almost like, ignorance is bliss, and the people who live in reality just watch these people who are living in this bliss. And, as terrible as it is, sometimes you just wish, like, life could be that simple. And with love, for me, I feel like life will never be that simple. And life will never be me meeting a girl and just wanting to get with her. If I meet a girl and my heart starts beating and I'm like, man, I like you, like, my thought thinks, like, yeah, I like you, but, like, would I marry you? Like, I won't have sex with someone if I won't, don't want a child with them. It's that simple. And that's why I haven't had sex with a lot of people, because I haven't trusted anyone enough, really, to have a child with. And it's scary to think that I might never, even though all I really want is a kid. Which is weird as a 17-year-old, but it's just because I've never really had a kid around, or siblings, or a family, and it just sounds nice. I'm gonna have to make another feeling video soon. I don't know if my voice sounds like super dead raspy. My throat's just really dry. Should've got some water before I made this video, and halfway through it I was like, well, that's screwed out. Screwed up. Screwed out. Hashtag screwed out. That's the new. Comment below, hashtag screwed out. Just kidding. If you made it to the end of this video, congratulations. You're the real MVP. The last video I posted, I got a lot of great comments, which made me really happy. So if you haven't seen it, it's about the future of my life and this channel. Go and watch that. You should throw some comments, but also throw some comments on this video, because I feel sad sometimes, but not when I see you guys' comments, because then I'm happy. So hit it up, and I will love it. But aside from that, that is my feelings of the day. I turn 18. It's almost midnight. It's 11:35, so 25 minutes in one day, I turn into an adult. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. And I'm definitely going to make a feelings video on my birthday. I can totally see it happening. So, do. I need to get some sleep. Tomorrow is Monday, and I have school, and spring break's over. So, on that note, I'm gonna, here you go. Just kidding. See you guys.